Hey YouTube, it's your boy Crazy Trader again, and I'm here to give you the Friday stock review. I promised you guys I was gonna give you a stock review on Friday, so I'm keeping to my promise, and it was gonna be about Mfa Financial. Everybody who follows me knows that those are my two favorite stocks, IVR and Mfa. So today it's time to talk about Mfa because I have spoken about IVR for quite some time, and I don't really do too much about Mfa. So today I'm going to spend this video on Mfa, and I'm not going to keep too long. It's going to be a short and a brief video because I have some chicken in the oven and I don't want it to get burnt. Okay, so it's going to be really brief. So just to cut the chase short, okay, today I made 660 on my portfolio. I don't do anything. I left it. I think Fisker shot up very well today, and I hold Fisker and I hold some contracts on it. I sold the contracts and I still hold the stocks though. So it did pretty well, and that's how come I have this 660 in my portfolio right now. So it did really well, and I'm hoping that I can transfer some of the gains into IVR and Mfa. I'm hoping that it will go down a little bit though, so I can buy them, but I don't see that they're going to go down. I'm not going to time them. I'm going to put my money in there because I always walk the talk. Those are my favorite stock. I'm going to continue to invest in them until they grow, and even if they don't grow, I know they're going to pay me dividends, so I'm not even scared. No way, I'm not scared. I've done really good with my portfolio. I'll show you the all-time high. My all-time high is 116%, 18,900, let's say 19 grand, which is a really good return. So I'm not scared, and when I'm picking my stocks, I do my due diligence to pick my stocks. So if you're listening to me, if you're also picking a stock, always do your due diligence. Look at the stock, look at the analysis. Is it going to grow? Is it going? Sometimes you have a lot of negative news and bad news coming around the stock, but it's not, it's not that is not what you always listen to. Okay, you always want to look for the positive news. Is the stock going to hold? Because there are always short sellers who are always going to bring negative news. Short sellers are good people because they tell you how, they tell you the bad stuff about a company. Okay, but if you believe in what a company does and the company doesn't change its principle and you believe in them, you always have to stick to your ground. Okay, so on that note, I'll take you to Mfa Financial. It's also a real estate investment trust, a REIT that was doing really good. As of last year, was at $7-8 and was paying, I think, was it $40 or 40 cents per share as dividends, if I'm not mistaken. They paid 40, they paid 22 for 20 for a while too. Yeah, 20 cents for a while. So they were doing really good, and then the pandemic hit, and it was a sad $8 all the way from $8 all the way to 36 cents. Trust me, I didn't catch it at 36 cents, but I saw someone who did. Okay, the person had about 2,000 or 3,000 shares at 36 cents, which I wish I was able to. Because imagine that person right now. Okay, the stock is at $3.95 and sometimes at $4. Okay. The person who caught it at 36 cents is smiling to the bank right now, and I slapped myself for not catching it at that point. But I was okay. I'm averaging, my average cost is at $3.49, so it's at $3.95. It's doing good for me. My total return is $196, which is also really good for me. I have some 24 option contracts on it, but I'm down at 90%, which is $216. But I'm fine. I mean, it's all the way up to July 16th, and with a strike price of $7, which I think was really steep, but I still believe in the stock. Okay, this thing fluctuates from 90% down to 100% up, so I'm not really concerned about it. And moreover, my total return here is $196, which if you take this out of it, that means my total return is just, my loss is just something small. So I'm not really bothered about this, and I know that the stock is going to go up, so I'm not concerned, not at all. You can see from 7 analysts, the buy rate is 29% and the hold is 71. Like the other time, I've done a video of Mfa before, so I'm just going through it briefly because I'm not trying to convince anybody to go buy Mfa. Do your due diligence. It's a great stock, and they are paying dividends. I mean, I don't know why I have to convince you to buy this, because this is an amazing stock. Okay, look at the sale. No analyst told you to sell because they know this is a great stock. This stock is being held by a lot of institutions. I'll show you the institutional holding of the stock pretty soon. And the last time they paid dividends, I'll show you my dividend. My dividends was $3.91, almost $4, which wasn't that much. I mean, but if you look at this, I just had 52 shares. Okay, I just had 252 shares, and they were paying 75 cents, 0.75 cents, which was okay. So I don't know if they're going to increase their dividends in the next quarter, but I hope they do. If they do, bring it to maybe 8 or 10 cents per share, which would be really nice. Okay, at a price of 3.95, that's a really good dividend. Okay, I hold ACI too. Okay, ACI is Albertsons. If you can go check, they pay. I bought them at $16, somewhere above $16, and they are paying 10 cents per share. So for buying this at 3.95 and getting 8 cents per share, that is a really good stock. So I don't know why you don't hold into it. Okay, let me take you back a week. Yeah, we are down 1%, but if you can see, it always goes up to $4 and then goes back down, goes up. This guy is always tempting $4. Okay, I'm hoping that it can pass through 4 and hit 4.50 and then maybe 5. If it hits 5, we can trap some shots in there, and then there we go. We are off the road right now. So if it hits 5, I know for sure that we're going to hit the 7, my strike price on the contract. So I'm not bothered at all. In the past month, it has done 6%. In the past 3 months, you can see 21%. This stock is growing gradually. The past 3 months, 21%. If you put in $1,000, you have $200 in your pocket for free, just for putting your money in the stock. If you put it back 3 months ago, you have $200 free of charge. I mean, you get what I mean. So not even your banks could give you returns like this. And this is what IVR, this is what MFA is doing for you. I just said IVR, it's one of my favorites. This is what MFA is doing for you. So the stock is growing gradually. It had a pretty big hit, and now it's growing gradually. It's the same managers who are managing the fund. Okay, it's the same people. So they are sticking to a script, and the script is working out. If it wasn't for the pandemic, a lot of you could never touch IVR. A lot of you could never buy this at this price if it wasn't for the pandemic. So you should be, in as much as the pandemic wasn't a good thing, you should be grateful that you are alive, one. And the second thing is you should be grateful that the market prices are like this, so that people like you and me can invest into this. Because a lot of the baby boomers bought this at a very low price, and then they rode it all the way to the $8 price. And then when it started tanking, when the pandemic came, they sold it. It's time for us to buy, and that's what we are doing, and that's why I'm buying, and I'm going to hold on to it and buy a lot of shares out of it. I have currently 379 shares. The last time I did a video, I just had about 50 shares. Now I have 379 shares. I'm hoping I can hit 1,000 shares with this, and maybe 2,500 with IVR. Okay, so I'll move on to Yahoo Finance. If you go to Yahoo Finance right now on January 11th, let me show you the headliner. How many Mfa Financial shares did insiders buy? I'll show you something that I read that was really convincing. Okay, this is the paragraph that I want you to see. The co-chief investment officer Brian Wilson made the biggest insider purchase in the last 12 months. That was last year, okay, 2020. That single transaction was $100,000 worth of shares. That's $100,000 worth of shares at the price of $269. So this guy bought $100,000 worth at the price of $269, and right now the share price has almost doubled, which is around $3.95, sometimes $4. Okay, so and he's taking dividends out of this too. So let's say he has almost doubled his money already in the last 12 months. So although we like to see insider buying, we know that this large purchase was significantly below the recent price of $380. When they wrote this article, MFA was at $380, and now it's at $395 because it okay at a lower valuation, and it doesn't tell how much. The blah blah blah. Okay, so the insiders didn't sell. Okay, see, Mfa Financial insiders may have bought shares in the last year, but they didn't sell any. This is very encouraging news. Okay, the insiders, the people who are inside, who are dealing with the financial reports, who are dealing with the books of the company, bought shares and never sold. Even when the price tanked, they never sold. Okay, so I mean, why are you sitting on the sidelines and not buying when the people inside are buying? I mean, this is good news. If you're on the sideline, this is good news. They're knowing that people inside believe in the company so much that they are continuing to buy. If someone on the inside has bought is willing to put $100,000 of his money in the shares, I'm also willing to put about $2,000 or $3,000 in these shares. Okay, so don't be scared to jump in. Do your due diligence though, but try as much as possible and jump in. Institutional ownership: 47% of the shares of MFA is owned by institutions. These people are not day traders. These people hold the shares. They hold it, they keep it. They are always holding shares. Okay, I'll show you some of these institutional holders. BlackRock, BlackRock is a $1 trillion, company. These people manage trillions of dollars of money. Vanguard Group manage trillions of dollars of Credit Suisse manage trillions of dollars of company, okay, of money. And as of December 31st, 2020, BlackRock increased their shares by 7%, which is 2.9 million, okay, 2.950 million shares. So look at this. If they are buying 3 million more shares, if they bought 3 million more shares just, in the last quarter of last year when the shares was at a very low, you should know that they know what is coming up. Vanguard also bought 400 and let's say 500,000 shares. That's increased their position by 1%. I don't know who FMR LLC is, but they increased their position by 5 million shares. I'm rounding this up. That is 32% of the shares they are holding. 5 million shares. That's really impressive. Okay, that is really. Credit Suisse, okay, so also increased their shares by 18%. 1 million shares. They had 5 million and they increased it by 1 million. Now it's 6.7 million shares. So people are increasing. Some people are selling, that's fine, but some people are also increasing, their position in the shares. So in this stock, if you can see, someone bought 2 million shares of it. Someone bought 2.5 million. I mean, a lot of people are buying. Don't sit on the sidelines and be scared. Jump into it. Okay, jump in it. Do your due diligence. Jump into it. 8 cents dividends at a price of $3.95 or $4. It's a good buy. I'll continue to buy it until I hit my 1,000 shares. Okay, 1,000 shares, and after that, I'll sit back. Because like I always say, I don't chase stocks. So when I finish buying it, I'll sit back and I'll leave it for you guys. And I'll keep giving you updates. When it starts going high, I'll come back and tell you, I told you so. If you sit on the sidelines. But if you are in there already, we will smile to the bank together. Hold it. Have the diamond hands. Anyways, I can smell my chicken from here. I think there's smoke coming out of the oven. So that's it for today. And like I always say, scared money don't make no money. So you always got to risk it to get the biscuit. I'm out of your hair. Stay safe, stay blessed, and peace.